and the Junior Board of Directors is proud to support Faribault Community Television.
This is Gary at KFC in Faribault, Minnesota here. I'm a proud sponsor of FCTV.
Hello everyone, thanks for watching Faribault Community Television. We're on site today. We're with samurai makers from Faribault Interiors at a model home, and Rick Cashin's got this house.
You bet he does. Hello folks, happy March. You betcha, Rick Cashin Construction, Matt, Tim, John, those are the guys that are working every day for Rick. This is one of the homes that Rick has available on Hewlett Avenue. I believe it's the last buildable lot. And a beautiful thing, he's done a lot in the community. He uses local builders as far as plumbers and painters and the dumpster guys and local heating and cooling guy, and it's pretty nice to see all that.
And you told me you've done a lot of work, or a lot of helping on with the Rick Cashin homes.
Absolutely, and what Rick does is, besides building here, he's built over by the country club. He has homes on Prairie. He's going to start some townhomes and some duplex properties, I believe, at the end of Prairie. One of the true Faribault-based builders that is locally strong. His father Bob started it before him, and he's done continued building. And now Matt obviously is involved, and we're really fortunate to have them being part of the community, and we're here today at one of their homes.
Countertops, cabinetry, bathroom, we got it all here.
You betcha. This particular home has 2 floors, it's what we call a split. 2 bathrooms on this main level, and then obviously 2 bedrooms are finished. The lower level, if you were to purchase it, Rick and his people could do some build outs and do up to 4 bedrooms, a bathroom, a living room downstairs, put a pool table in, have a little fun. And the nice thing is our countertops, the granite comes from Hastings, Minnesota. The cabinets, mid-continent, are from Cottonwood, Minnesota. Again, we really put a lot of focus on that. FCTV is Faribault Community Television. Faribault Interiors, Rick Cashin Construction, makes a lot of sense.
We'll come back with Sam after a bit, and we'll have him show you around the house and what he can do for you and your home too in just a bit.
Hi everyone, it's Molly here at Riverbend Nature Center. And we have lots of really cool events coming up here in March. March 7th, we have our Bagels and Birds. That's a free public program where you can come on out, enjoy bagels, and view birds at our Windows on the Wildlife viewing area. The week of March 10th is Faribault Public Schools spring break, which means we have Schools Out Adventure Days here at Riverbend Nature Center. So come on out, sign up for one day or sign up for all of them, and enjoy some nature here at Riverbend. On Saturday, March 14th, we have our maple syruping programs, where we'll learn the science behind maple syruping and actually go out and tap some maple trees. We also have our stewardship days starting back up in March, where you can come on out and learn all about buckthorn and why it's invasive, and help us to remove some buckthorn here on our property. On Wednesday, March 18th, we have our Lunch and Learn program, and it's all about our squirrel study. So Faribault Public Schools field biology class in high school come on out and they collar squirrels and they track them for a few weeks. So you'll learn all about the science behind their tracking methodology. On Friday, March 20th, we have our Homeschool Science Day. So come on out and learn all about maple syruping and have some fun on kick sleds and snowshoes if there's still snow out. We will also have another Stewardship Day on buckthorn on Friday, March 20th in the evening. So come off of work and help us remove some buckthorn. On Saturday, March 21st, we have 2 more maple syruping programs where you can come on out and learn the science behind maple syruping. We will also have Schools Out Adventure Days during Northfield and Owatonna's spring break, which is the week of the 23rd. So if you're in Northfield or Owatonna, you can come on out for those spring break adventure days. We hope to see you out here at Riverbend, and come enjoy the changing of the seasons, and we will see you soon.
For over 100 years, the Faribault Chamber of Commerce has supported agriculture as an essential sector of our economy. Come celebrate with us during National Ag Week and on National Ag Day for our Farm Business Bruncheon, March 24th at 10 a.m. at the Faribault American Legion. Keynote speaker Kevin Bourne of Environmental Tillage Systems will speak about the future of soil. This event is hosted by the Faribault Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism's Agribusiness Committee with the purpose of advancing the relationships between farm production and community business leaders. To learn more about the Farm Business Brunch or any of our other great events, visit our website at www.faribaultmn.org.
Welcome to the Rice County Historical Society. My name is Sue Garwood and I'm the Executive Director here. Today we have a special tour with the Cannon River STEM School's 5th grade class. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, and it's a small charter school here in Faribault. The kids are very nearby and they actually get to walk over, which is one of the neat things about the experience that they have here. So they actually take about a half an hour walk to the museum and all that sort of thing. But what they're doing when they get here is they're focusing in on their social studies curriculum. 5th graders across the state of Minnesota are studying colonial America. So it's a little bit before 1600 up till 1800. Now we here in Minnesota, we didn't really start settling here until the 1819, which is when Fort Snelling was built, and as a state we didn't exist even until 1858. So you wouldn't necessarily think that the Historical Society dedicated to Rice County history is going to necessarily be able to help with that. But we were. That the STEM school is studying specifically colonial skills or craftsmanship. And many of the things that the craftsmen did in colonial times are also what many of the early settlers here in Minnesota did. So today we're going to be focusing in on a variety of different experiences. The students are going to go through 4 stages.
You can both do it at the same time. Well, you want a little more longer than that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
A little bit longer.
There you go.
There you go.
Don't get your fingers in the wax, though. All right, now put it
In the water. And a button. Take it out.
All right, now I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this. See, it's kind of bent at the end. All right, you can follow along here. See, like this. Do it all the way to the end so it's nice and straight. All right, now you start with a nice straight wick. Now keep dipping. Just keep dipping. Do the same thing like you did before. Into the water. Good. Straighten it out. Each time you're going to have to straighten it out.
And then back.
Oh, and then it keeps forming up?
Yes. Very good. Absolutely. Keep going. To make a candle, a very long time. Yes, probably. Because most of those people did not have access to the molds, or did they have access to a gentleman called a chandler. A chandler was a person that made candles and sold them from his shop. But most of the people that lived in like rural areas didn't have that access, so they had to do their own.
Yeah, right, just right. Yep. You keep the blade down.
Oh, this is a cord masher.
Well, it could be for that.
Or is it for painting?
That's a knot, and you did it perfect. Just shave a little bit around it.
Is it this thing to dig down?
Usually when they're green, they work. You can get them off a little faster.
Easier than it looks? That one?
No.
You guys got it down pat. Keep going.
There you go.
You don't want to have a skinny
Now
candle.
you gotta go through a couple more times.
Can you imagine having a candle this size? This is a mold candle, but still.
You go in the back.
You should be able to get a candle at least that size.
Oh, dip it in your rocket first.
Push it through until you get
There
in
you
some of
go.
those holes again.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why you put it in the water.
I forgot. It was. I was
Yep.
going
Very
backwards.
good. Very good.
This is how they used to make wheel spokes, or spokes for a chair, or tool handles, any number of things. Any one of those tools could have been made on, the handles for it could have been made on this bench, or something like it. And this has been going, before, not too long ago, there was one of these at just about every farm, because they couldn't go into town. There were no hardware stores where they could buy a new handle, or they had a spoke to replace in one of their wheels or wagon wheels. And the reason they shaved the wagon wheels down with the spokes is because it made it lighter, and the horses wouldn't have to work so hard. Now, there's one other thing. Does anybody know what this is? Go ahead.
A really heavy thing.
A really what?
A really heavy thing.
Not quite. This is an iron.
I know.
Yeah, see, it's got a point on both ends.
it doesn't look
And this is a fairly modern iron, but it was before electricity. This is about 100 years ago. Oh, and it has, I say it's a modern one because it has a removable handle. And the only way that these would work, this one's kind of stuck today, but the only way that these would work over time was that if you had a stove, a wooden stove that you kept hot all the time, and you would put wood or coal in it to keep it hot, and then you would take this part and set it on the stove and let it heat up, and there would be more than one of these, and you take the handle, and this thing doesn't want to cooperate at the moment, but you take the handle, put it on the other one, and iron until that got cool, and then swap them out. And you kept doing that until you got your clothes all ironed.
It's fun.
Can be,
Sometimes.
but it got to be work, and it was done usually when the trees were freshly cut. The bark would come off easier.
There. It's because what he did is he took a piece of metal and he folded it over, made the shape for the handle, and then he pounded this all together. And you can see there, he wasn't too concerned about that, but look at how nice and flat he made that. You know? Yeah, all with just heating it up, heating metal up, and beating on it with a hammer. He did that.
I've seen paper be smooth, but that is smooth.
This is my oldest drill. Who can guess how old this is?
200.
How did you know that?
199 years old.
190 years old. This was made in 1830. Now that one would be used, once you got this made, you'd have to drill some holes in here, put wooden pegs in, and you'd use a drill like that for that. Now this is just another version, a newer version of this one, and this one's still pretty old. This one is still in the 1800s. It's got a different chuck to it than they have today. And this one, this is a post drill. Here, let me see that one once. This, what you would do is you would set this right on your beam, and then you crank it like this. This has a drill bit that would go in it. It would be a bit, you know, like this, that would go in here. And because you're sitting on this, it's going to make your hole go in nice and square down through there. You'd get that hole drilled, you'd do another one, you'd do as many as you could, and then you can chisel the rest of it out. Now this one, you'd have to just put it in, turn it. Just think how slow that would be.
Oh my gosh,
You know?
Wow.
Yeah. I've tried to drill holes with this, and I've never successfully got through a beam yet because it's just too much work. This one is a little bit easier.
We're here at the Rice County Historical Society at 1814 Northwest 2nd Avenue. We're on the east end of the Rice County Fairgrounds. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 4. Other times are available by appointment. You can find us on the web at www.rchistory.org or give us a call at 507-332-2121. We're here at the Rice County Historical Society at 1814 Northwest 2nd Avenue. We're on the east end of the Rice County Fairgrounds. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 4. Other times are available by appointment. You can find us on the web at www.rchistory.org or give us a call at 507-332-2121. Rice County Historical Society, preserving the past for future generations.
All right. Hey, my name is Scott. I'm a pharmacist at Hy-Vee Pharmacy here in Faribault. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about allergy season, which is just around the corner. So they've got a couple of products here to help with any symptoms, just how to use them, what they are, and where you can find them. So you know, allergies coming up in April, May, not too far away. A lot of stuff up in the air. If you're feeling stuffed up, runny nose, watery eyes, there's a lot of allergens that can cause that. A couple of things you can use over the counter to help treat that. First, I'm just going to talk about something that's pretty simple. It's just a saline spray. It's the nasal moisturizing spray. You know, those allergens can get in your nose and irritate the mucus up there and cause rhinitis and the watery eyes, congestion, all of that stuff. Something like this is just going to help rinse that out. So it's not a lot of side effects to worry about. It's real simple and simple to use. It's just a spray that goes right in the nostril. But that doesn't always cover it. Rhinitis is the inflammation or irritation of the mucus in the nasal cavity, and it can really lead to those allergy symptoms. The number one choice that we recommend if you have persistent, moderate, severe rhinitis is an intranasal corticosteroid. So something like the Flonase is the fluticasone. So this is a steroid that you actually spray right into the nostril and helps relieve that irritation and that inflammation. So fluticasone, Nasacort, there's a lot of different varieties out there. Used to be only prescription, but is now available OTC. So this is my go-to recommendation if you're having persistent congestion and rhinitis and allergy symptoms. This is going to be what you want to try. It's a steroid. It comes in a bottle that's a liquid. Before you use it first, you need to prime it. So when you get the bottle out of the box, you want to push it down 5-6 times actually until you see a full fine spray coming out of it. With fluticasone and the other intranasal corticosteroids, you need to do this before the first use and if you haven't used it in a while. So for the Flonase, for instance, if you haven't used it in 7 days, you need to prime it again. So you just push down and you do that till you see a full spray coming out of it. That just ensures you're getting a full dose of it. For this one, a couple of things to know. It can take a couple of days before you see the full effect of it. So it can even take a week sometimes to see it. But once it does start to work, it is the best at relieving that congestion and the symptoms of the rhinitis. So you clear out your nose as best you can, blow it, keep it clean, and then it's one spray each nostril up to twice a day. For Flonase, for instance, you don't want to use more than 4 sprays in a day, but that's all on the box. And again, if you come in, ask a pharmacist, we'll tell you exactly how to use it. But as far as relieving the symptoms of allergies, the stuffiness, the runny nose, the fluticasone, the Flonase, the intranasal corticosteroids are my choice. Now for something a little bit less severe than that, just moderate allergy symptoms, the hay fever symptoms, watery eyes, itchiness, an antihistamine would be my recommendation. Specifically, we're going to go with a second generation antihistamine. You have Benadryl, diphenhydramine. Those are your first generation antihistamines, which are good for allergies, but they make you tired. So you got to keep that in mind. The second generation antihistamines, your Claritin, Zyrtec, Allegras, are all second generation, and you won't get as much of that drowsiness side effect. These are just one a day, one tablet once a day. Loratadine is the generic of the Claritin. We have our Top Care brand generics, which I think are just as good as the name brand and a little bit less expensive, coming in a couple different sizes for the quantities on there. You can get a box of 10 if you want, all the way up to 30 and over 100 in some cases. So if it's one that you're going to be taking all the time, they're not too expensive, and you can stock up at the pharmacy here. Not a whole lot of side effects with these. Some of them, the fexofenadine, which is the generic of the Allegra, you want to be sure to take that with a full glass of water. They can cause some dry mouth. It helps to dry you out with the runny nose and watery eyes. So dry mouth is occasionally a side effect of it. So taking with a full glass of water is a good idea. But besides that, pretty straightforward. We have all of these products pretty well marked at the pharmacy. So if you have any questions, come on in. We'll show you what to get. Otherwise, we hope to see you soon. Hopefully you won't have any allergy symptoms, but if you do, come on in.
We're back with Sam at Faribault Interiors, and Sam, it's March, but we want to think about people that are working on summer projects, maybe a graduation, a wedding.
That does bring up a good point, Bruce. What happens with March is we think of St. Patrick's Day, spring break, the girls and the guys getting dresses for different events. We have graduation obviously coming up, and people needing flooring, which we'd love to help out. If in a timely fashion we can help. In March, we've got some great Paradise for the Arts events. Few things are happening downtown that are part of the community. Some of our beautiful snow that we expect in Minnesota thaws, so make sure you pick up the trash. We want to keep our neighborhoods clean.
There you go.
But those are the things we expect, and hopefully it's an enjoyable, safe March for everyone.
Faribault Interiors is not just countertops and cabinets, but what else can we find in Faribault Interiors?
Window treatments, Hunter Douglas and Comfortex, and so much nice technology when it comes to safety, child safety, warmth, darkening room-wise, a lot of benefits that way. We're window treatments. We segue into pictures. Decor is a big deal. Besides the countertops, laminates and granites and Corians and Cambrias, quartz productry, undermount sinks in this particular home that Rick Cash and his guys built. That's real important. So that's kind of some of the exciting things that we try to sell.
And if you don't know where Faribault Interiors is, it's pretty easy to find.
We're right there down the street from A&W Root Beer, Chuck and Leah Buddy by the rental. I always like to say across the street from your Chamber of Commerce. They're supportive of the community regardless of if you're a member or not. Always keep that in mind when you're looking at events. And they have a great meeting room available, by the way. If you're a chamber member or non-chamber member, it's important what they do with the legislation and that people they have come in there. It's good to pay attention to what they do.
We've got it all covered, as Sam does too, at Faribault Interiors.
Everybody, it's me, Miss Denny, your favorite children's librarian. I'm here at the library about to tell you everything happening for youth and families in March. Wow, this year is just flying by. I hope to see you at Storytime in March. We meet 3 times a week, Tuesday nights at 6:30 and Wednesday and Thursday mornings at 10:30. Storytime is meant for ages birth through 6 with an actively participating adult caregiver. But everyone is welcome, so older siblings, guests, other family members. Hope you can join us for story time. And then Books and Brownies and Pizza and Pages, those are our 2 book clubs. Those will meet in March as well. Books and Brownies is for grades 2 through 5, so that's the elementary book club. And we meet once a month during the school year to talk about the books that we've read from an assigned topic or genre. The March meeting will take place Monday, March 23rd from 4:30 to 5:15. And the assignment for that meeting is to read a biography or an autobiography of your choice. There are a lot of those, so I hope you can find one. Pick a person that you've always wanted to learn more about and read that book and come in and talk about it while we eat some delicious brownies. Our other book club, Pizza and Pages, is for older students in grades 6 through 12. We also meet once a month during the school year to talk about books we've chosen to read from an assigned topic or genre, while we enjoy some delicious pizza from Godfather's. The March meeting will be Monday, March 30th, 4:30 to 5:15, and the assignment for that meeting is to read a historical fiction book of your choice. So lots and lots of books in that genre, historical fiction. Hope you can find one that you like, but if you need a recommendation, that's a genre that I personally like a lot, so I'd be happy to help you find a book. If you don't want to read historical fiction or Books and Brownies, if you don't want to read a biography or an autobiography, do not worry about it. Don't read one then. Read anything you want and come and talk about it. The point of both book clubs is the same. Make new friends, talk about books that we enjoy reading or don't enjoy reading. Sometimes that's fun too. And come and make some new friends, eat some delicious brownies or pizza, and have a lot of fun. So Books and Brownies is March 23rd and Pizza and Pages is March 30th. Our Teen Advisory Board meets on Monday, March 2nd at 4:30. We call it TAB for short, and it's for grades 6 through 12. We meet once a month to talk about ways to make the library even more awesome. We do some fun projects along that same thing. And so if that's something you're interested in, chat with me. I'd be happy to help you figure out how to become a member. Spring break is in March. Oh my goodness. Spring break for the Faribault schools is March 9 through 13. So why not come to the library during spring break? What a great place to hang out. We've got all that new awesome toys and games in the early literacy area. There's never a dull moment here at the library, so it's a great place to come, and it's free to come and hang out and read and enjoy some board games, play in the literacy area, go to story time, whatever it is. Watch for more stuff happening at the library during spring break. And then this is it for those 2 book awards I've been talking about, Monheart Lovelace and Star of the North. If you want to vote, March is the time. got this last bit of March to read, and then your votes are due to me by the end of March. So for Mod Heart Lovelace, if you've read at least 3 of the books nominated for this year's award, let me know which one you want to vote for and I will take care of it. Star of the North, if you've read at least 8 of the picture books nominated, there's 10 in all, let me know and I will submit your vote. You have until the end of March. And then the winners, so again, if you vote, you could be a part of the books that win. That's pretty cool, I think. The winners are announced in mid-April. If you have any questions, want some more info, you want to bring in a group for a tour or a class, any other way that I can help you as your children's librarian, make the library even more awesome for you or your group, please give me a call, shoot me an email, stop in and chat. I'd love to hear from you. Hope to see you at the library. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Alan McCulley from the library. We've got some great events coming up in March to help you start thinking about spring. March 2nd is the first day to come in to pick up an entry form for April's Edible Book Festival at the library. Every year, individual adults, families, and organizations construct edible literary masterpieces to put on display and compete for a small prize and bragging rights. For more information, check our Facebook page or call the library after March 1st. Next up is the gardening class, Lawns to Legumes, presented by Master Gardener Lisa Reavers. This is a free class and takes place on Thursday, March 19th at 6 p.m. in the Great Hall. Please call the library at 507-334-2089 to register. Monday, March 30th is the library's Seed Library Kickoff Day starting at noon. Come in to see what the Seed Library is all about and pick up some free seeds. Tuesday, March 31st is the last day to read and pick up prizes for the Buckham Book Bingo program that started in January. You can still sign up and play anytime in March. The week of March 30th is also when you'll be turning in your entry forms for the Edible Books Festival. Edible literary masterpieces will be completed, turned in, and on display that Saturday, April 4th. See you soon at the library.
Hi, Dr. Michael Ritchie here, Ritchie Eye Clinic. Today, we're going to talk about glaucoma. Now, we've talked about glaucoma in the past, and for a lot of you, you're going to think, not this again. But pay attention, because this is actually pretty interesting. Now, quick review of glaucoma. It is a disease of the eye where high pressure in the eye, along with other factors that we're still too stupid to totally understand, the high pressure and other factors damage the nerve tissue in the back of the eye. The damage to the optic nerve results in a gradual progressive loss of peripheral or side vision. It's painless. There's no way for you to know you have it. You can't notice the slow progressive loss of peripheral vision because it happens so gradually. So it is what we've often referred to as the silent disease. Now, I'm going to show you some pictures. So here's a picture of the eye. This shows the circulation of fluid. Fluid is produced here in this part of the eye. The fluid circulates through the front of the eye. Purpose of the fluid is to deliver nutrients to the cornea and the lens. When the nutrients are depleted, the fluid drains from the eye through this drainage channel, gets back in here to get replenished, and it starts over. Important to notice that the drain is like a little culvert that goes all the way around the eye 360 degrees. When the drain is clogged, pressure builds. That pressure forces the fluid through here so the circulation continues, but that higher pressure is also transmitted to the back of the eye. The optic nerve happens to be the structure in the eye that is most susceptible to damage from pressure. So it's the damage to the tissues of the optic nerve that causes the progressive visual loss. So how do we treat glaucoma? We treat glaucoma to lower pressure. We have an array of eye drops that we use to lower pressure. We also have a laser treatment to lower pressure and several surgical interventions to lower pressure. Now in the past, I've talked about what's new in glaucoma. It's always been something surgical. But for the first time in 21 years, I can now talk to you about 2 new eye drops that help lower pressure. And what is so wonderful about this is that these 2 drops, brand new, approved by the FDA, one in December of 2017 and one in January, is that they work to lower pressure in a way that we have not had before. They're brand new. In my world, this is revolutionary. So jump into my world for 1 minute and we'll go over this. One of the drops is called Vyzulta. You don't need to know the name. But you may know, for those of you who take glaucoma drops, you may know the name latanoprost. Well, Vyzulta is, the long name is latanoprostene Bunad. And what's unique about this, it sounds like latanoprost, because when it goes into the eye breaks this one long compound into 2 medicines. It breaks it into latanoprost and the new part of this medicine. And they work very differently to lower pressure. That is what is unique. So the new medicine is like latanoprost plus. And it lowers pressure on average 4 to 5 points lower than latanoprost. And again, in my world, that's huge. Now the second drop works in even a different way compared to latanoprostene Bunad. The second drop, commonly called Rhopressa, works a lot like nitroglycerin does for those people who take it for their heart. It causes a reaction that is similar to nitroglycerin. What does nitroglycerin do? Nitroglycerin blocks a particular pathway in the blood vessels and causes the blood vessels to dilate. Well, that helps lower blood pressure. But in the eye, we have also found those actual same receptors in that same pathway here in our drainage system. If we magnify the drain, it looks like this. So what the new drop Rhopressa does is it affects one of the enzyme pathways right here in this filtering system. We call this the trabecular meshwork, and we believe that it is problems with the trabecular meshwork that causes glaucoma in 95 to 99% of people. So Rhopressa is the first medicine that directly works to solve the problem. By blocking this particular chain reaction, it increases the permeability or the drainage through the meshwork. So we have 2 new drops, both of which work in totally new ways compared to the medicines that we've had, both of which work in totally different ways compared to each other. So what this does is it really increases our ability to effectively control pressure in people with glaucoma. Now, obviously, we have to tailor it to fit you, and if what you're doing is working, keep doing it. But if we're struggling, this gives us new options and new opportunities. Thanks again for joining me.
First United Bank and the Junior Board of Directors is proud to support Faribault Community Television.
This is Gary at KFC in Faribault, Minnesota here. I'm a proud sponsor of FCTV.
Well, that's going to do it. It's March, and we're thinking spring, Sam, and a lot going on in Faribault and at Faribault Interiors.
You betcha. We have some promotions going on at the store, spring, summer, and coming fall. Besides cabinetry, which again, we'll do 3 to 5 cabinet kitchen jobs a month. And the average kitchen sometimes takes a maximum of a week. Tear out, reinstallation, countertops, new waterproof flooring. And that brings us up to the flooring ideas that are going on out there. There's new hardwoods out there that we promote. Somerset is one of our new qualities. USA floors owned by Shaw is a new display we've got. A lot of our carpets have special technology where they're stain-proof, waterproof, beatable, upable. They're brave warranties. Anything can happen. Floors are made to look beautiful, but they can fail. But hey, we try to help people out. And that's one of the things about this specific home. 22 years working in Faribault now. We've had clients of Rick Cashin's, Matt, John, and Tim come to us 20 years later with a problem. We're still going to try to take care of you. So that's the nice thing about looking at these homes with Rick Cashin Construction. We'll be there in the future to try to help out.
So whether you're seeing a Rick Cashin home or going right to Faribault Interiors,
absolutely. We got it covered. A lot of good folks in town working hard, and a lot of them are working on these properties, and we encourage you to stop at our store, Faribault Interiors.